It's Thursday night football, and what a great matchup this is. We'll see the hot steaming Denver Broncos, who are +3 with a record of 9-5, visiting another great team this season, the 8-6 Los Angeles Chargers. The Denver Broncos are 11-3 against the spread and 6-1 against the spread on the road. Denver also are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games. The Chargers are 9-4-1 against the spread and 4-2-1 against the spread at home. Both teams are in great shape to make the playoffs, and this game will be all about seedings. Denver are currently 6th place in the playoff picture, with the Chargers right behind them at 7th. The Denver Broncos didn't see this coming though. They acquired former Saints head coach Sean Payton, and they got rid of a veteran QB in Russell Wilson. Then they went and drafted former Oregon Ducks and Auburn Tiger QB Bo Nix. I bet the city of Denver, Colorado was in shock when they read or heard about QB swappings. I was speechless myself, but hey, that's why the Denver Broncos staff gets paid what they do to make the choices they do for their organization. Don't get me wrong, Russell Wilson is a championships caliber QB, but we all seen him perform last season, and it seemed like he wasn't happy in Denver, and maybe that's why they made the move in going with Bo Nix. The season got on the way, and Denver lost 2 straight games. One to the Seattle Seahawks 20-26, and the other one to the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6. Payton and the Broncos were looking like idiots just 2 weeks into the season. Bo Nix's numbers against the Seahawks weren't impressive either. He completed 26 out of 42 completions with no touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Against the Steelers, he threw for 246 yards, no touchdowns, and once again 2 interceptions. Everyone in Denver must have been thinking rebuilding the team this year was the case. But week 3 came along, and they traveled down to Tampa Bay, Florida to face the Buccaneers. Bo Nix played a little better. He completed 25 of his passes for 216 yards. But once again, no touchdown passes. They won the game, though, 26-7, sparking up a 3-game winning streak before losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. Ever since that loss, they've been on a 4-game winning streak, and Bo Nix is playing great. He threw a combined 894 yards with 10 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. The Broncos in those 4 games put up a combined of 138 points and only letting up 70 points. Sean Payton and the Broncos are now looking like geniuses. Bo Nix this season so far has thrown for 2,972 yards with 20 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. The Denver Broncos are way above 500, while last season they were 1 game below 500. They almost lost all momentum last week though. They found themselves in a dogfight and being down 13-10 at the half against the Indianapolis Colts. But the Denver Broncos defense ignited in the second half and recovered a fumble for a 50-yard touchdown, and the Colts crumbled the rest of the game. The Broncos won the game by a score of 31-13. Now let's get into the Los Angeles Chargers. They acquired former Michigan Wolverines and NCAA football national champion head coach Jim Harbaugh. They also made some questionable moves and got rid of 2 Pro Bowlers in running back Austin Eckler, who plays for the Washington Commanders, and their number 1 target at wideout Keenan Allen, who plays for the Chicago Bears. Even though Austin Eckler never had a 1,000 rushing yards season with the Chargers, but he was a big factor on the ground for them. Allen and Eckler combined for 98 total career touchdowns for the Chargers. Despite getting rid of both Allen and Eckler, the Chargers still have a pretty good offense. Running back J.K. Dobbins has been doing great, filling the shoes of Eckler. Dobbins so far this season has rushed for 766 yards on 158 rushing attempts and 8 touchdowns. They also have 2 great young wideouts in Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson. McConkey has 873 yards with 63 receptions and 5 touchdowns. Quentin Johnson has 459 yards with 34 receptions and 8 touchdowns. Both have dealt with injuries but are recently back in the lineup. The Chargers had a big chance to make things even more interesting heading into the playoffs, but they took a devastating loss to the visiting Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a score of 40-17. The Chargers defense didn't show up despite being one of the NFL's top defenses. If the Chargers defense comes to play this week and get after Bo Nix, then I see them winning the game, but if the defense come in overlooking Bo Nix, then they'll be in for a rude awakening. He's been playing with so much confidence and looking like a pro. With all that being said, I'm going with the hotter team and the team that's been playing great as of late, the Denver Broncos, +3 on the road. Don't be afraid to grab them to win straight up for a little more value. Once again, I'm not a guru, and I also don't predict the future. I do this to test my football skills and knowledge. Last week I went 10-6 on my picks, not an impressive number, but also not a bad record. If this video helps you out in any way, or if you go with my pick and win some type of money, please leave me a thank you or some type of feedback. It will make me happy, and it will build up my confidence to keep doing this. I will also be breaking down the rest of the games for Week 16. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment so you won't miss out on any of my picks from here on out. Stay blessed and let's get this money bag.